What's up? We're Hounds. I'm Jordan.
I'm Jack.
I'm Logan.
I'm Logan.
And this is Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
Double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
When she moves like that, she knows that I got it bad. She could just tear me apart, you shake me up. I gotta tell you, you got me aching. All this love my heart's been taking in. Gotta be next to you. I gotta tell you, you got me going, stealing my breath. There's no mistaking truth. You know just what you'll do. When she moves like that, she knows that I got it bad. She could just tear me apart, you shake me up. With a heart that's strong, this feeling just can't be wrong. The way that you turn me on, you shake me up. Take my hand, what's left for the guessing? Coming to you, I ain't messing around. Oh, I ain't messing around. Come now, baby, don't you know I'm going crazy? Oh, what else can I do? You got me swearing, how am I to be preparing for these feelings? Feelings I never know. When she moves like that, she knows that I got it bad. Could just tear me apart, just shake me up. With the heart that's strong, this feeling just can't be wrong. Way that you turn me on, you shake me up. Oh. You got me down on my knees. This fever hit like you can't believe. I'm singing, baby, please. Say that you love me. Say that you love me. When she moves like that, she knows that I got it bad. She could just tear me apart, just shake me up. With a heart that's strong, this feeling just can't be wrong. The way that you turn me on, you shake me up. When she moves like that, she knows that I got it bad. She could just tear me apart, just shake me up. Shake me up. Shake me up. Lord, shake me up. Nah, nah, shake me up. I gotta tell you, you got me again. All this love my heart's been taking in.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley
Gosh. Oh.
here. Rock Paper Podcast coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today via Zoom with the guys at Hounds.
Hey,
Welcome back to the
up?
show,
Hey,
guys.
Sorry I yelled.
Good
I got
night.
excited.
I'll just dock your pay.
He's all about cues. Just give Jack a cue anytime you want him to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
In the key.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to be here hanging with you guys. Obviously, it's been way too long, but it's been fun to getting to listening to the new record, getting ready for this one, to getting to sit down and talk to you guys, and I'm excited to catch up and talk about all the things going on.
Lots of things
Yeah.
since 2017.
I know.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Been a little
Right.
while.
It's been a
Missed
long
you
time.
guys.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
We had a lot of
Yeah.
things to figure out. We
Like,
got there.
In regards to the band,
But-
I had yet to be birthed. You know, does that make sense? No. Okay,
But
fine.
yeah. I'm really glad I get to like sit here and look at Muller's mustache the whole time too. This is
It's really good.
Yeah.
No, it's just prominent.
It's
I shaved
improved since
today.
It's thick.
2017.
No,
thick.
it's been better than usual lately, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do feel like has that become like a new prerequisite to have a facial hair in the band? Is that you have to?
Unfortunately, yeah,
I think
there's
so.
too much facial hair in this band, but none of us want to be the one.
I
to
think
not
there was
have
also a
facial hair.
period where everybody was just sad and stopped taking care of themselves too. So.
It was called
Quarantine.
2020.
Yeah, I mean, what was there like a pandemic or something out there?
No.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
I think he's talking about
I
something
haven't
else.
heard
It's
anything.
off limits. Can't talk about it.
Right.
We refuse.
It's like Voldemort. He who shall
You just
be
said it
named.
though. You just said it.
Don't worry, we'll cut all that in post.
Thanks. Thanks.
We got that technology. Cattle in the Sky came out not long ago. What was that? What was that release date? I should have wrote that down.
February 4th.
February 4th.
Yeah.
There it is, February 4th. And the official debut release on BMG Records, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool to make all that come together and getting to be a part of that release and everything. And obviously picked up myself a copy on the pre-orders, the physical release. So it's always cool to have
Yeah.
support the homies and have a copy on a physical copy to have here at the house.
Show it to me right now. Show me the record. Prove you have it.
Oh, all right, hold on.
We believe you. I don't think I even have a physical copy.
I know
actually.
it's hard. A lot of people don't even want the actual CD because there's not that many CD players around anymore.
Sure.
Yeah,
Really,
we got to get some vinyl.
Yeah, exactly.
Vinyl will happen once touring happens.
You guys are gonna look so stupid when CDs come back.
Right.
Like, oh, cool. What's that? Oh, it's my sweet
laser
CD player.
discs. We need
Oh,
to
yeah.
make laser discs.
Yeah.
They're like the giant CDs.
I think that's yeah. I guess.
People will be like, "Oh my god, is this vinyl?" I'll be like, "No, it's laser disc."
It was a very short period.
I do. I don't obviously don't have a lot of memory of Laserdisc, but I do have one, and I remember. I don't even remember like why, but like I was at this like sound, like car stereo install kind of place, and they had like this room that was like isolation room, like where they would like show you what some of the speakers could do or whatever kind of thing. It was like soundproof. But I remember they had a laser disc of like Jurassic Park, and like that was like the test. Like they would put that on and then like and, like crank it up, and they would just be like, and they're like, just like bass is like going crazy and stuff. And,
Is a laser disc like especially high fidelity, or is it just?
I've never even seen a laser.
It
Listen,
literally,
I've never seen one in
looks
my
like a
life.
CD, but it's like record sized almost.
I've never seen this in my life.
This was the thing that was like they were either gonna go Laserdisc or Blu-ray. No, I shit you not. It was like actually.
No, Laserdisc was before that, wasn't it?
Laserdisc was like late 80s,
That's what I
90s,
don't-
wasn't
yeah.
it? Or something?
There was
No,
like
maybe it
one
was
of
like
two
mid 90s,
formats,
I don't know.
and they talked about.
That was DVDs,
Mid-90s.
but
It was DVDs. No, DVDs are standard depth. Okay.
VHS.
Somebody look up the history of Laserdisc right now. We need to talk about it.
Sorry.
we've got a
about that.
Wikipedia
That'll
app.
be a
We'll have it in a
separate,
few
a
minutes.
separate podcast.
Yeah, sorry. For everyone
about
listening
Laserdisc.
and watching, make sure you catch our new podcast solely about Laserdisc.
Yeah.
Only on our YouTube channel.
The evolution of Laserdisc.
Only on our
Trademark, copyright. You can't take our idea.
need a complete book report on it by the end of this podcast.
Perfect.
If you see me
Yeah.
looking down, I'm not on my phone on the Wikipedia page for Laserdiscs. I promise.
I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that's you guys really should capitalize on that market, though. Tap into bring it back to Laserdisc, and
If you think about it, that's the next thing to come back. Because cassettes are already starting to come back.
Yeah.
True.
We got to jump on that market. Invest in Laserdisc. Laserdisc to the moon.
exclusively on VHS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just a picture of the album cover. That's
It's just on it.
I like that. That's a good idea.
I watched this, kind of topical, is on Netflix now, but there's a documentary, The Last Blockbuster. And it's kind of crazy to think about. There's a whole generation of kids that have never been into a Blockbuster before.
Oh, right.
But they go on, they're kind of having that discussion at the end of the episode, or the end of the documentary, about how like they do feel like that Blockbusters and physical copies and things will come back in a sense, just like we saw with vinyl coming back and everything, where people are going to be more of this hands-on approach to film again, compared to being so on demand like everything is right now. So
I just like the idea that a documentary about the last Blockbuster is on Netflix, which killed Blockbuster. It's just that's good.
They're like, we're helping. Too late.
I don't know. I think something like a movie. It's like I rewatch movies, but not that many movies, and there's only a few I really want to own. So, the idea of having that physically is just kind of. It's like fleeting.
Well, because so many stories come out so frequently, and there's so much on demand. What it actually is a good movie is few and far between. And the directors.
It's kind of the same thing with albums, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
so much is out there
music,
that,
and you only like some of them.
I guess that's true.
So it could be.
But I re-listen to albums all the time.
Yeah, I do not watch as many movies over again.
But maybe we're just music
movies
people,
a different experience.
I was
It's easy
talking-
to listen to music and work. It's not easy to watch a
You were
movie
talking.
and work.
I was talking to my girlfriend earlier this today, and we were talking about just the difference in movies. She's like, I've watched Letters to Juliet 30 times. I'm like, I've never seen it once, but I've seen Inglourious Bastards about the same.
Yeah.
And so what's good to me is not necessarily good to other people.
I've seen anything that many times. I used to fall asleep to Zombieland, so maybe that.
Yeah.
But
I used to fall asleep
I
to
don't know if
Super.
that
What a very serendipitous movie.
yeah.
Nothing worse.
Whatever the title screen would burn into your brain. I did that with Nemo, and then I did it with Superbad in middle school.
Oh yeah, the funk James Brown just going on for hours.
Michael Cera just dancing like a silhouette. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Scott Pilgrim a ton of times. That's for sure.
That's true. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that was classic.
I'm trying to think of the movie I've seen the most. Welcome back to MovieCast. With your 4 favorite directors. Hounds.
Yeah.
Wemo, Demo, and Chimo.
Chimo.
I don't know.
Well, you guys are talking about albums, and I think it's a good plug here for you guys of starting your own new adventure into podcast land, doing a show called In the Queue.
Yeah.
And you guys get to sit and talk about some of your favorite records of all time. So, hey, that's a pretty good idea, doing a podcast talking about music and records. So
It's interesting for us. It's interesting for us because it to me, if I cared about us, which unfortunately I don't, I would want to know what we're listening to and how that impacts the music that we write. And so it feels current. It's like, all right, I just go and I pick some of my favorite songs in my Spotify queue. I'm doing that. So
I mean, that's something I would love to have from any artist that I listen to. Is just I look it up as soon as I find someone. Like, all right, who influenced them? How did they get to this point? So not that anyone actually cares what we're listening to, but in case somebody does,
if there's
I want to
3
give that
people,
to them.
one
So I
half a
want that.
person, if half a person cares somewhere, you've got at least 3 YouTube specific podcasts.
it's very niche.
That you can listen to right now.
We're podcasting for one person.
I also I think that we gather so much information about the music we listen to anyway. It's nice just to have somewhere to just talk about it. We just like filled it.
Really,
what
sure.
2 hours of us going on about this album.
Luckily, it's like no work at all to edit.
We decided that we just wanted to spend a large portion of 1 to 2 days a month just talking about the stuff that we've been digesting with our ear holes, and we keep finding more and more things to listen to. I think it's been pushing me to listen to more new music.
Yeah,
because for a long time,
definitely.
I would just get stuck in the same loops and obsess about them, which is great. Like you learn a lot about the same kind of music. I think that I've learned more about how the Beatles approach music and Pink Floyd has approached recording, and the Doors and the Beach Boys. Like we've spent so much time listening to those 4 bands. It gave us an excuse and a push to be like, hey, go listen to other stuff.
Like, do you know there's music from like people are still making music.
They're still making it now.
60 years ago, right?
Yeah.
There's so much good music right now too. I feel like it's been an explosion of incredible stuff.
Today I walked into work and Silk Sonic was on the radio, and I was like, "That's so quick, man! It just happened so fast."
Oh, it's been like number 1 or 2 or something for a while.
I know, man. They got
Since
a lot
it came
of
out,
Grammys
it's so
for that.
good.
That was a good song.
I bet there's going to be a lot of people getting pregnant to that song. But,
oh yeah,
that's what we were talking about. We said, "What's the last song that came out that you want to make sweet love to?" You know?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yep.
It's true.
Bruno and Anderson got our back.
I really wondered if Bruno Mars was going to do more music too, because after it seems like after his Super Bowl performance, that was just like all right, well, he's done it.
You know what?
He's good. He's made enough money.
It's
and he just
interesting.
stopped.
Like the last time Bruno put out music was 2017, which was the last time you guys were on this podcast.
Yep.
Oh wow!
Directly correlates.
Yeah, we're so comparable.
He's like, hey, are you guys about to get on with Shane? And then we were like, yeah. And he goes, sweet, I'm gonna release it that week.
He's like, drop the album.
And then we were like, oh, we moved it back 2 weeks though. And he's like, I can't. What? I can't. It's already in motion. Just I guess whatever.
That old story.
that old song and dance.
All the time.
The old schedules didn't line up, you know.
Right. So what about obviously like you said, there's lots of great new music, and which is fun. You guys have the Spotify playlist also that I found that of some of the things you guys have talked about, and so you can go through, if you are a Spotify user, go through Find in the Queue from Hounds, and you can deep dive through some of these songs, and which is a lot of fun, man. Like I love, because I'm like you guys are saying, I kind of get stuck sometimes. For me, I do listen to a lot of my friends, a lot of local music here in St. Louis, and so like, but I'll find I tend to listen to like a lot of the same records over and over sometimes, or just whatever's my favorite. But I don't really, or I'm doing homework preparing for somebody that's coming on the show or something like that. So there's tons of records I miss that I just, off my radar. But so it's cool to, like, I've been asking people like, what's a song that gets stuck in your head, or different things about certain songs. And I love when there's a recommendation of something I've never heard before, so I can like go do some homework and learn something new. And that list of Spotify playlist is a great way to do so also.
Yeah,
a lot of very different music.
It's all over the place. Well, but that's what we wanted.
I don't know if you guys can relate, but to me, like, it's overwhelming thinking about all the new music constantly coming out. There's so much of it, you don't know where to go or where to start. So it's kind of nice hearing, the three of you guys, your opinion about what you're listening to on a day-to-day basis, because I'm in a totally different world. I feel like I don't even know where to start. I'm scared to branch out because there's so many options.
But see, here's the thing now is like we're very tuned into what each other is listening to, that like now we're fighting over songs like, that's my In the Queue song. Otherwise you can't use that. And so then
Who said that? No one's done that. No one's done that yet.
Yeah.
And then like to see people come full circle too, like there's people that at first is shown something, it's like, yeah, that's fine, and then they come around because they're like, I actually got around to listening to that and it's really good. Or it's like, I still hate that, it's the worst.
We get it, Smash Mouth, they're pretty decent.
We'll have this thing where like, Jordan, you'll put up a song and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I should check out the rest of the record, and then like the next In the Queue, it's like one of those songs, a different song on that record is in my my list or something like that, and it's nice to see those albums rub off on each other.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that golf on TV chick in games? What's her name?
Lynn and Stella.
Lennon Stella. So he turned me on to Lennon Stella, and that was, I think that she's one of the cooler pop female artists that's
she's
coming up right
killer.
now.
She
And
Billie Eilish are
Billie
ridiculous.
Eilish, and Wise Blood,
Yeah.
so good. And then on the other side, like I started listening to Tyler the Creator, and
yeah.
I know all of us, like, even me, I was hesitant to listen to it because I'd heard one or two things. Moeller brought it up initially, way back, like months and months ago, and I was like, you know what, I need to sit down and actually give it a listen. I know that the production's really good on this, and he's one of my favorite artists now.
Same.
Like,
I was listening to it on the way here. Listen to Igor.
Yep.
Just got
So
my beats
good.
And I'm driving down.
I got my beats.
So good. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, what would maybe one of those? But what would be your biggest surprise so far that you guys found that you really love listening to?
I think
some
my
of these?
biggest surprise about music that I didn't realize I had enough respect for is Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly."
That one is
The-
incredible. Best album of the decade.
Oh my
I
gosh,
thought.
unbelievable music. And the musicians that are behind him in that band are like one of our favorite jazz artists is a part of it, Kamasi Washington. And
Well, and Flying Lotus, who did
yeah.
the production. I've been giving him more credit lately. I mean, obviously lyrically, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But Flying Lotus crafted that album, and it's to die for. It's
Yep.
so good. It's I just cannot even believe it.
I think that's probably maybe collectively our biggest like what. And then I think second for me, I was surprised Jack brought this one up. I never really gave this band a chance, but Tame Impala. I did not think that I liked Tame Impala, and then I found myself on repeat listening to their records.
I can't stop. I'm like fully there. It's funny. I think the like second episode, I was like, yeah, I'm just like still dipping my toe into Tame Impala. Now I'm just like big, stupid, obsessed. Like everything they do is gospel, and I'm like, I want to be in this band. Oh my gosh! And it's interesting too because like me and Jordan talked about it the other night because it feels like what we're listening to changes so often just because we're always looking for new music.
Yeah.
And some of us get into some of the suggestions, and some of us don't. And like,
Yeah.
then I find something that I'm like, I can't. I am so obsessed with this, and so I almost feel bad because I don't get a chance to listen to all this other music. It is overwhelming, like we said.
I think one for me, what I was gonna say, is probably The Weeknd. That really changed my perspective on music because I thought he was just like I knew like Can't Feel My Face and a couple of the songs, and I was like, cool, yeah, it's like catchy pop. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then I started seeing some of his like live videos of this After Hours record, and some of the music videos, and they're crazy ridiculous. But he has this weird performance art thing. So it's like, oh, hold on, maybe there's more to him than just being like a pop artist. And at the time, that was a bit derogatory to me, just being a pop artist. But
now we're like, we want to be
now
pop
like
artists.
I've delved so deep into that modern R&B pop sound. I absolutely love it. I'm finding all sorts of artists now that I've like. It's opened my eyes to this genre essentially that I had a distaste for some reason.
I think
before.
that pop is actually coming back around to being pop. It is truly what is popular music versus pop being a sound. Because in my mind, when I was growing up in our generation, pop was NSYNC and Britney Spears and stuff that had this sort of very processed Jonas
very
Brothery
specific
quality.
type of
Yeah,
sound.
pop
it
at
was
the time,
like
though.
that is pop music, and if you want to be a pop band, it needs to be all like
needs to sound
synchronized.
like this.
It's to have like these sort of synth sounds, these sort of drum sounds. It needs to be very automated, and we just were like, no, it goes against everything that music is, and very turned our nose up towards it. But now pop music seems to be, hey, what are you influenced by? Cool. Bring all of it in and see how it moves you. And it's so much more
Today's
open.
approach and
Like you talk about, it feels like pop was almost a dirty word
Yeah.
because there was a lot of negative associated with it. You think like Britney Spears and she even had a younger sister.
Britney Spears is
Like,
great. I want to
right,
throw
no,
that
but
out there.
I'm saying-
I know, I was gonna say,
Britney Spears,
on Britney Spears, like,
it's
we
just
were
an
saying
example.
Like when I think about like 90s pop, I think about like lip syncing and like all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that an older generation from us kind of was like, oh, pop music, it's not that hard. It was just making beats on the computer, blah blah blah. But you know, you kind of get numb to like these people are producing records and like somebody has to make this, you know?
Yeah.
And then until you get in the driver's seat, you don't really have that stern of an appreciation for it.
I think we learned that a big crossover point for us wasn't that producing and creating these big, grandiose songs on a computer, that isn't the thing that we dislike. We dislike not being able to play the song live.
See, that's not even it for me. I don't even care. It's more just putting true thought and sincerity into it.
Let me eat my own words, as my brother tells me I'm wrong.
See, no, but that's kind of, I don't mind.
it
if
can
they
be
can't
important,
play live,
yeah.
I don't care.
He doesn't-
Yeah, because for me, it's just
Value
that
different things.
it's intentional. It's not just like, yeah, here's like some very basic chords that everyone's used and some lyrics that don't really mean anything. Like, if they put something into it, then I don't care what it sounds like. If it sounds good and you can hear that they cared about it, that's
I can't say anything against that. That's great, yeah.
Because I don't know, live hasn't really mattered as much to me lately. I like it when they can.
Well, we haven't been able to play live for about a year plus, so I get that.
But I love albums, though. Albums are a big thing. The story of it and everything.
A quick aside, when was our last show?
Rose Music Hall. It was March.
No, we played last summer.
Oh, shoot, we did, didn't we? Oh, so our last show, we did a live stream show at Off Broadway on the release of the album. Before that, we did the Old Rock House. We did the Old Rock House. We had one of those nights, the social distance show we did back in
person capacity.
October.
Yeah.
Was that October?
It was October or November. I can't remember which. And then before that, we played Powerplex, the outdoor Mills Mall stuff with Steve Ewing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So nowhere near enough. Like we
feel starved.
Yeah.
Everyone probably does.
But it's it has, like everybody else that's in music right now, that we've had to shift perspectives and think about what this could look like if live shows aren't always a thing. And we hope that they come back, and I'm sure that they will.
Well, Bonnaroo just announced that Lana Del Rey and Tyler the Creator are headlining their Sunday. And yeah, that's a different day. But yes.
I think it's Saturday. But let's go. Let's all go.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'd be good.
I was just, I had kind of a laugh to myself thinking about if, as we're recording this, tomorrow's April 1st, and it was like if they put this Bonnaroo poster up and then tomorrow they say April Fools or something like that, like everybody's just going to,
Well, that's been out for a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, they can still say April Fools tomorrow, though.
Right.
Yeah,
That's very true. That would be terrible.
Yeah, no, I obviously definitely don't want that to happen, but I was just like, man, how cruel would that be? Like, just kidding.
It's funny because we're about to move, like we were talking about earlier, and our closing date was April 1st, and I was like, I swear to God, if this was just a joke. Like, like, nah, you don't guys, you're not moving at all. What are you talking about?
Right.
They moved it.
Well, yeah, so we talking a lot about other people's albums, but like I said, Cattle in the Sky is available right now digitally wherever you get your digital music at, and but you can find physicals on Amazon, and they will show up in your mailbox. So
They sure will.
fancy technology.
Fancy stuff.
But,
I should order one.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. But you guys did a fun video for the single 3 Hits of Acid.
Mm-hmm.
With our buddy Juan, right? JT
Yes, we did.
Ibanez.
JT Ibanez.
Yep.
Sunflower notes, walking on the curb. You knew I didn't know you were gonna spill your heart, part by part. I don't wanna
He's a man. We had a really good time with that.
Very, very talented man. I love watching his work, and this was like, man, it's the first time I saw this video that, you know, when you guys premiered it, I was just like blown away, like the colors you guys used and him, and like the vision that came together on it, like was obviously with a title like 3 Hits of Acid, like it was you know, kind of, you know, filled that narrative a little bit, you know, like kind of painting that picture. But
whatever could you be talking about?
I don't know, but I've heard stories, read about it, and but that it was just like super wild, man, and like I was super impressed by it, and I shared it with a bunch of friends. I was just like, yeah, see this is like, you know, I've been, like I said, I've seen a lot of his work, JT Ibanez's work, and so, but like that was one of my, in my opinion, one of my favorites that he's done. So it was really cool to see you guys come together and work on that.
Yeah.
No, he was great. He was really fun to work with on that one. We got to work with Kevin Quader too, and all of the stuff that they had at his studio for visuals.
LCD or LED screens or whatever they are.
Yeah, LSD screens. And,
that's a good one.
We were able to make it as trippy for everyone else as we wanted it, or as it was for us. Me?
Yeah.
Who? And it was a really good time.
It was really cool.
Being able to watch it all happen. It was weird work, but it was actually fun to create.
Running on a treadmill in front of a screen and like.
Yep, I got to. We brought
with, like fans blowing up into your face, so your hair is flying back.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like nothing was off limits.
Lightning's
either.
flying everywhere.
Yeah. Like nothing was off limits. Like have as crazy of an idea, and the worst that we can say is like probably not.
Yeah.
You know, and like, or how do we make that happen? Like,
the thing is, we filmed so much too.
Yeah.
That there's a bunch of stuff that just didn't even make it into the video because it's only a 3-minute song.
It's almost.
We filmed, so much.
There was a
footage.
whole other day's worth of footage at a separate studio, at one studio, that we didn't use hardly any of it.
Yeah.
It was, we had
We were there for hours.
so many single takes, and he said, no, as much as I keep trying to put these things in, it just feels like it's pulling me out of the video itself and taking me away from the story. So
we could have a whole separate video just for
yeah, we could have like
we
3
should
Hits of
pull that
Acid, take 2.
footage for what we're working on right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice B-roll for the documentary and stuff. Man.
Oh yeah.
never before seen footage. Alternate video.
BTS.
Yep.
Man.
Too hot for TV. Had a sick.
Hounds gone wild.
Actually, Logan does take his shirt off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's not proud of it.
He's like, don't tell people that.
There's a video of Logan playing drums with that shirt on, somewhere.
Took
on a hard drive.
Yeah.
It's Juan's personal collection. It's the private drive.
Private.
What is there anything besides the video shoot that day and stuff? Is there anything story-wise that come to mind about the lyrics or recording this song in studio, or anything else that you care to add to it?
Oh yeah. 3 Hits of Acid. After we were done actually recording Cattle in the Sky, which we thought we were done. Was this after we did On and On? I guess it would be right after we did On and On, the last song on the album. That was the newest song that we had recorded at the time. I sat down with Jason McEntire, and everyone else had kind of packed up and gone away for, I guess, I don't know if we were totally packed up and we were coming back another day or what the situation was.
We're playing Delmar Hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we packed up all our stuff.
Yeah.
So
We were playing with Stir.
back, yeah.
But we came back, packed up all our stuff. I was sitting there with Jason, and he goes, man, this record is really good. I still think you're missing, like, you need one more song that it just is like a really, like, kind of a single. And anytime you hear someone say you need to do better, you always have to like take a step back and be like, what do you mean we got to do better? I really like this. But I listened to him, and he told me I needed to work with this guy Ted Bruner, and he got me linked up with him in town. We sat at Blueberry Hill. We had a couple of drinks and just food, and talked to see if we were going to have any sort of a match with personalities. We ended up writing this song together, and he kind of just sat down and had a 3-day talk session that ended in a recording where we went through all these different things, where he just was getting to know me until he went, we should write about that or that or that. And we had 5 or 6 different things, and we decided to land on the acid trip that I had when I was 17 that sort of reshaped a lot of the things about my brain at the time. and it turned into this synthy pop song that we wrote on a Phantom keyboard, Roland Phantom, and a little bit of guitar, and everything was very, very poppy. And I remember when I got it back, I was so excited, but I showed Jack first because I didn't think Logan and Logan would like it at all. And
I loved it. I was over the moon.
Correct.
I was very correct. They did
really
not like it at all at first.
At the time, though, we were still. I think Logan and I wanted it to go more of a psychedelic direction.
Yeah.
We were very in the throes of psychedelic rock, and we wanted to pursue that a little.
We
further.
wanted to be the Beatles.
And the Doors.
No, they're not
Floyd.
even the Beatles, but just
I wanted to be the Beatles.
You did, especially. Yeah. No, but I think that made it difficult for us to switch that mindset, and then
we changed. We came around pretty quickly.
That was before we started kind of diving into what we considered to be pop. At the time, I still didn't think pop was a good thing. Yeah. So I had to kind of reset that, and now it's like we want to really charge forward with that sort of kind of psych pop, but that type of style.
I like that psych pop.
Yeah,
psych pop.
But it's really just changed how we approach music. And I think instead of it being the weird single on our first album, it's going to be the thing that ties the first album to the second album.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. For me, it was just about a feeling. Like I really wanted to do something
acid.
I really wanted to do acid. No, I really wanted to do something that made me want to dance, and this was the first song for me of ours that made me actually want to dance instead of it being like, oh yeah, there's a groove to that, I can bob my head. It's like, no, this song makes me get up and move a little bit, and I wanted to pursue something that was just, I wanted to have fun. And it's not that I wasn't having fun with some of our other stuff, but we were working really hard, and we're more now. But we're working hard to push ourselves with the complication of what we're playing and all these different parts that are interlocking and opening up for each other, and it just was more work than it was fun if I let it be that.
And what separates us from every other rock band? It's like, all right, be something different. Have a sound, you know. And I think that we've been developing it, and it's slowly changing over time because we're growing too. So.
Sure. Yeah. So is there a recording of that original version of the song you said?
Oh, it's somewhere deep buried inside
it's
an
really
email.
not that different. It's basically just the same song but without a band.
The same song without a band. Harmonies are different because they recut all the harmony parts, recut the bass track, recut drums, so it's kind of back and forth. I mean, we added a bunch of Mellotron parts. I mean, it's still
bones,
a lot of those are still in. A lot of the stuff from the demo is still in there though.
Yeah.
I just love that kind of stuff.
Vocal. Yeah. That lead vocal is totally the same.
Like an alternate version.
Yeah.
And
B-sides, demos, or whatever, some bands put together those compilations like that and stuff, and it's just kind of fun to hear the original idea, here's where it was, and then the album, the produced version, you hear where it became, the evolution of it kind of thing. Right. So
maybe that'll see the light of day at some point.
Yeah.
It'll be the Ted Bruner mix or whatever. But
I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah,
that's kind of me again.
Entire Extraordinary Machine record, she recorded the entire thing and then scratched it and started re-recorded it all. So there's that other version hidden somewhere on YouTube, and you can find it, and it's interesting to hear.
Yeah. That's why I like having people when I have a lot of songwriters come on the show and play live acoustic stuff, because it's cool to kind of hear the original idea as they're writing it, and then where it winds up on the record and stuff. So. When they start adding, whatever horns or whatever it is, keys and different things to make it come to life. But yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So Jason recorded most of this record. Is that?
Yeah, pretty much all of it was recorded with Jason. The only part that was kind of not was some of 3 Hits of Acid, but he even recorded.
That's not true. No, I mean, you got that one, but we have Shake Me Up. Much of Nothing.
Yeah,
in
sorry.
over my head.
I was thinking about these actual last recording, what we recorded.
Our head was in the same place, so I was like, oh yeah.
Nope.
There's
I'm a liar.
multiple tracks from. We got multiple tracks still from Matt Amelung that are on the record. Shake Me Up, Much of Nothing.
We repurposed a lot of that just because he was such a pivotal point for us as musicians when we were going from Clockwork to being the band that we are now as Hounds. He opened up a lot of doors for us creatively that we were like, we don't want to put out our first debut without his name attached to it in some way.
And that record, that first record, for me, it was kind of how I fell in love with the band too. It's like because I've been watching the three of these guys play music for the better part of 10 years, and their best work was always when you were standing in front of them. And some of it would transfer to being on the record, and then that Hounds self-titled came out, and it was like, oh, here we go. Like this is fully transparent. It's the same feel as live, and that's because they recorded it like that.
Matt's recording though just really captured that.
And I remember being in the studio with Jason, and we were talking about like, all right, let's see if we can kind of make these coherent, these old recordings, and add whatever else on top of it. At a certain point, we were just like, nah, like they need to stay pretty much the same.
Yeah, let's not try to like bring them into a different life. This is what it is. And we can add a little bit. The only thing that we added to any of the songs that are directly pulled, I think we just add really Much of Nothing and In Over My Head, right?
Yeah, those
are the two that we like pretty much just pulled and dropped.
I still added Mellotron to In Over My Head. But
Mellotron, and then the only song that we really touched on was Shake Me Up. We did give that new guitar and keys and new vocals.
Yeah, because it's still just the bass and drum track is the original one that Matt did.
Yeah.
And I think we redid all and there's also a weird transistor organ part in the bridge that I noticed. I forgot we even recorded back in 2016 or whatever it was. And I was like, when did we play that? When it kind of comes through in the left ear. It's interesting. But everything else, we...
So big shout out, of course, to Jason McEntire and Sawhorse Studios, and R.I.P. to our good friend Matt Amelung, man. He was one of the best, and it was he's definitely missed. But he's a big part of helping you guys kind of find that sound and define it and stuff. So
yeah.
Yep. But actually, that night you guys had that party at Top Golf. That was I remember Matt being there, and and I was just like I talked to him, we had a conversation for a moment, and but I wasn't aware that how bad things might have been at the moment and stuff. So I didn't obviously I knew what was going on, but yeah, man, just I'm glad at least I had that, but it was just stinks that was like the last time I got to talk to the man.
Right. I don't think that I understood at the moment how much that exchange that I had with him at that particular night would mean to me moving forward. But it was, he's always just been that kind of cool guy, but he was so understanding of what other people were experiencing in the moments they were experiencing it, that he never made it about him. Mm-hmm. And when he showed up to our performance there, I was so excited because I never thought that he would be able to go, because usually he's always working on stuff, and I knew that he was in a rough spot with what he was experiencing with cancer, and I just thought, no, this is going to be too difficult of a thing. You probably won't show up. And when he got there, I really only got a couple brief moments with him, but I got to give him a really big hug, and he just told us how much he was, like, how proud of us he was, and like how excited he was to see us finally doing something with what he thought was some of the best work that he'd, done with us. And I don't know.
It's crazy how often we talk about Matt.
Yeah.
We bring him up every other practice, about, recording wise. And
he popped up on the, I think there were stories from that night that we reshared, and it popped up on our Instagram memories. And it was so crazy to see him post, it's like you see it a year later and you're like, oh shit, all this stuff has changed, and how grateful you are. Even as grateful as you were in the moment, you're never as grateful in retrospect. So it's cool to see that again and be reminded,
Yeah, I talk about him a lot on this show, man. He's obviously so many records he was a part of that are a bunch of my favorites. And
he had a huge reach in St. Louis.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely huge.
But if you don't know, take a deep dive through some of those records that Matt was a part of, because there's a lot of good stuff out there.
He works some magic.
Yeah. And Jason too. Jason is one of my favorite engineers in town. Sawhorse is just a cool space, man. It's so great.
Yeah, Sawhorse is a great space.
Recently put out a record with Psychedelic Furs, and that was really cool.
All right.
Yeah. But so what was speaking of some of the old days, I wanted to talk about too. I thought it was speaking of the Clockwork. You mentioned there you guys did a little throwback on some on Instagram. You guys threw a bunch of oldies and took me way back, man. That was it was kind of fun to go through some of those. And
I was thinking about that earlier. The first time that we met you, well, the first time I can remember meeting you was at Pops. And I can't. I mean,
was it as Clockwork?
Yeah. Or
was it even before that?
Do you remember Shane? I can't.
Did we meet Shane at the Fivefold show where we opened up as like the first band on the Fivefold?
I swear we met you before that, man. It was like a really early show that we played at Pops, and we were still young.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the deal specifically. But
I don't know. Yeah, I think you guys. I don't know. I remember. I don't know if it was like a Road to Point Fest or something, one of those, or something like that, maybe.
Oh, that sounds really familiar because we did like
those a couple of times.
Yeah, we did.
I also did that. And whoever, like the same band wins every year. It's like, what is it? Hollow Point Heroes?
No, that was just
they did win.
They won a couple years in a row, yeah.
That was just a suspicion.
He's like, it wasn't rigged.
We weren't good.
No, we were. Yeah,
I think every band that enters into that is like, we deserve to win.
Yeah, and we
look back.
Maybe that wasn't.
Did we deserve it?
No.
Well, I think you guys were like, I don't know. I think the Logans, I think were like 14 or something when I met you guys.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Somewhere in that area. So like
I was 16 or 17.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just turned 18, so
but I do remember like introducing myself, and I think you guys had your first self-produced EP available, and I took one of those home for but I did do recently kind of like do a trip down memory lane listening to some of the old records, and I still have a lot of fun. I mean, it's fond memories, man. Because like I said, those are, I know you guys as artists are always going to be probably most proud of the current thing you're doing. But like, it's a lot of fun to deep dive through some of those and like just kind of go back and just kind of nostalgia and stuff. Just reminisce about like
I do the same thing every once in a while. Just want to go back and like listen through our albums and be like,
no, I know.
What were you thinking at the time?
Sometimes it is really I think for us or for me, I go back through and there's stuff I'm like, that was a cool idea, but mostly I'm just laughing at myself because I was like, you thought that was good. That was cool.
It's a lot of fun that it's all out there on the internet. That way you can access it when you want to. Like,
but at the same time, we weren't terrible. I remember hating when people said, yeah, you guys are good for your age. And I was like, no, we just want to be good.
Yeah.
But now we look back and we're like, we were pretty good for our age. That was pretty much where it ended. It was like, for 14-year-olds, that's not bad.
Crushing it for 14-year-olds.
I do the same. Like, I mean, obviously it's a little different, but like all this show is all still living out there on the internet, so it's like I go back every now and then I'll listen to like some of the early episodes of the show and I just kind of cringe and I'm like, oh man, like it's just like but it's just like anything else. You do enough reps, you get better at it. So
it just means you've gotten better. So it's like it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, you've put out a mad amount of episodes too. So.
I should apply that to actual reps of like exercise. And I'd probably be in like really good shape.
I'll see you at Slow Fitness after this.
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So anyway, it's just like I said, it was fun. But follow along with Hounds on Instagram, Facebook, and you guys have also joined TikTok and been making some good content on there too, which is always fun.
We're trying.
So we do our best.
We have to remember that our inside jokes aren't known by other people, hence being
funny
inside jokes. Our viewers broken, and so are we. And so our TikToks reflect that.
Yeah.
If you understand it, we are so sorry you're as broken as we are.
We need to get some lessons from my wife. She actually just went viral yesterday.
She did.
She got like 170,000 likes on one of her videos. And we're like, cool, we have like 50. Like, this is great.
Maybe. Remember when Michaela did our social media?
Collab.
We let her go too soon.
Way too soon.
That guy Matt Bosler, he knows a little thing or two about TikTok also.
Who?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Old Matt.
He knows how to make his nipples do all kinds of weird things.
You know,
I think
is that all it
that's-
takes to be on TikTok? Because I
think-
could crush that.
Yeah, I think that's the key, man. I think that's how the key to his success.
Hi, I'm Jack,
So-
and I have a weird nipple talent. Tune in to my TikTok.
All right.
My handle is Big Mommy Milkers.
Oh,
Everyone goes, oh. It's true though. Find me on TikTok.
Yeah.
Guess what? I doubled down.
Well, I've been having fun asking some random questions, guys, and so you guys help me entertain some of these. All right, so maybe for the sense of conversation, maybe everybody do two different things. But when the day comes, we have a Hounds action figure box set. You get what would be two accessories to go with your action figure?
okay.
Maybe
Nikes.
Nikes. Yeah.
Like little mini Nikes.
Yeah.
Little tiny ones for your action figure, not an
That's
actual
cool.
pair. There's a little mini pair of like AJ ones, and then
Bandana.
would it be the bandana? You think?
Removable bandana.
Removable,
That'd be
like a little
pretty
mini.
great.
You got like
removable
Barbie
bandana.
hair?
Okay,
That'd
all
be
right,
sweet.
all right. You're right. Okay, and a bandana. That'd be mine. Jack, what's yours?
I don't know. I show up every day with a Starbucks coffee. So maybe that and
Mini sunglasses.
Yeah.
Little mini
sunglasses.
Tom Ford sunglasses.
Mine would come with a motorcycle,
And a mustache.
little-
like a
and a little
detachable
tiny
mustache or something.
No, you gotta do the detachable beard because you
Oh,
always have
okay,
the mustache.
yeah,
It's just
okay,
sometimes it's just
Okay,
a mustache.
detachable beard.
All right, and slogan.
Maybe my Kindle like e-reader thing because I
Yeah.
bring it with me everywhere and just like
Yep,
I'm
Yeah.
constantly reading. And then chessboard,
Yeah.
perfect.
just like with movable magnetic
Yeah.
pieces. Like,
How many? How big
Damn,
are
this
these?
is
How
involved.
big
very
are?
little.
Very,
very
lose all of
Fine,
them
it's the little
immediately.
pegs, I guess. The little
Okay,
pegs.
This is how big are these action figures, Shane? Are they
Are
going to
they
be
Barbie
like
size?
Barbie size, like the old NSYNC toys? Or are we talking like a GI Joe?
Yeah, we'll go Barbie size.
Okay,
Fine, the pieces can't move.
So now we're
Still
talking about
chessboard.
real hair though. So like you're in. You
I'm
know
in
what
with the
saying? Like,
bandana
you got
thing. This is
Beautiful
gonna
Barbie
work.
hair.
Yeah, that what is the craziest piece of merch that you guys have thought about that, or have you guys, has anything like that ever come up? Like
Sneakers with blood in it.
I remember we
That's going over
jokingly
great.
kicked around making lampshades at one point.
Yeah, we
Really?
talked about some really weird stuff like
Because we were
that.
like, what can be a weird thing that we like
Yeah.
try to sell it?
I mean, we talk about can as a little stilt.
That's true,
every now and
actually.
again.
That's
I don't
a
know how weird that is.
slightly legitimate one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A used soda can.
Yep. I use soda can.
Or just cans of air. Like
Yeah.
just crack them in the new.
Cans of
Dude.
beer.
Buy your own
Stultus
Stultus
tibia
tibia here at the Hound Show.
Or we could use water.
Like you like crack it open,
Yeah.
and crush it. And it's like
Like,
fold here, and then you
If we
like,
played a festival,
Yeah.
they could be canned water, and you can drink the water, and then you have a
Cans of
Stultus.
water.
Like it's the Stultus tibia. I don't know if you've ever seen. I do this dumb horn thing with a
It's
old
beautiful.
soda can.
it sounds cool though. It sounds
It
like
does.
a muted trumpet. It's,
Yeah.
it's really nice. But we can teach people to do it, and like have the little folding lines, and like.
And then we'll never be able to hear ourselves at the show because everyone's just in the audience like.
We're actually
don't sell
not.
them
We're
until
not going to
after
be
the
able
show.
to sell any Stultus tibias until after the set.
Yep.
So you
Everyone's
like
dehydrated because they
Right.
can't buy water.
Yeah. It's like, do I buy this $12 can of nothing, or do I go get a water bottle? Idiot.
And the water's like contaminated too. It's like not even high quality water. It's like rusty.
From our hose.
I saw this band P-Lander Z at the at Delmar Hall one time.
Mhm.
They were on tour with Here Come the Mummies, and which both are very like theatrical live
Oh,
shows.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And but P-Lander Z, they dress like multicolored, like they almost look like Power Rangers, but like even more like very like furry kind of stuff, and like, but it's and there's a part of the show where they like just they dump out like all these random percussion instruments, like some, like, even if it's just like a drumstick and a dog bowl kind of thing, like people or whatever, and like people just start making all kinds of noise, playing along with the band, and it's like it's one of the craziest live things I've ever been a part of.
Yeah,
That's fun though. Yeah.
But of
Did
course,
you play
I
the dog bowl, Shane?
I don't think I had one, but it like a lot of people, and then of course like then it's like trying to get them to return them, so and quit playing.
All right, now welcome to our brief 45-minute intermission.
Yeah. If you guys could have saw fast and forward, please.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It was bowls. Please put a tip in it.
Yeah. So it might not be good to give anybody musical instruments in the middle of the show.
Right.
After the show.
Yeah. What if you guys could be in the Guinness Book of World Records for something, what do you think the record would be?
Most best-selling album of all time. Next question. Is there any other goal? We're in it to win it.
Well, is this what we think it could be, or what we wish it could be?
Yeah, that's a good distinction.
I think it's a maybe like something you realistically could do tomorrow. If
all right, so I think it would be Logan.
Oh,
good to go.
Logan.
Thank you for answering, because I don't know.
I think that it would be iPhone spinning. It would be who can spin your iPhone the longest. He does this thing where he just.
Hold on. I can get it. This is not going.
He used
It's the pressure.
He can just like spin it like a top, or like a basketball. And I think that if there was anything that we could get into a record book for, it would be him practicing that.
You put him on the spot, Jordan.
I know.
Oh,
see, like he can get a pretty decent one, and I think that.
I mean, for being just like normal case, it's not like it's anything.
Well, you got like stuff in it.
Can you do my phone? Wait, it's a different case. If you break my phone. Better. All right, we're using this one for the test.
I think that would be our world record thing.
I think it's just because I'm nervous in situations, so I'll hold my phone and just kind of jitter with it, and like I just did it for some reason.
Or if you give Logan Moeller enough time, it would be for most mustache.
Most mustache
ever
grows in overnight.
Yeah, I'm totally jealous, man.
Nah,
I can't do that. Mine doesn't work.
Hey, Jordan,
mine doesn't work.
That's very sad of you to say.
It's not very fun with the mask thing right now anyways.
You get a lot of them?
Same problem.
You get a lot of them in your mouth?
Yeah, not in your mouth even. Like I'll take my mask off and like they're all standing straight up.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. What all right, so what about a movie or TV show you wish you were in? Is there a certain world that you guys would love to live in?
Jack definitely has one already, and I could say it for him.
Can you?
Mad Men.
Oh
yeah.
He just wants to live in the world of Mad Men.
I just want to hang out with John Hamm.
Yeah. Logan Moeller, what do you got?
Oh, that's a good question. Pass. I'll have to come back.
Ice Road Truckers.
You're already living in it.
Alaska.
It's real life.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Oh God.
You fit right in, buddy.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of shows now?
Queen's Gambit.
Mythbusters. I want to be a part of Mythbusters. That'd be a fun show.
You want to be in Mythbusters?
Oh, is this just like being a part of a show, or being like in the world of a fictional show? That's how I understood
the world of a fictional one is what I was going for.
So I just want to live in the 60s.
He wants to live in the 60s with John Hamm.
You want to live on ice.
I think that for
Demon
me,
Slayer.
I think Demon Slayer. Oh, that's a good one. All right, that's a really good one.
Cool.
I was gonna go for more of like. That would be very scary, but I was gonna go for something a little bit maybe more tame, but kind of
Little
like
House on the
magic in
Prairie.
there. Yeah, Little House on the Prairie has me. I think Pirates of the Caribbean would be fun. There's a lot of interesting magic, and I just like pirates.
I just like pirates.
I thought you were gonna go with Avatar: The Last Airbender when you were saying
really
that.
cool
that would
too.
be the world to live in.
That's a cool one too. But what if you're not a bender?
That's true. Then you're just
You're like just rolling the dice. Yeah,
it's like being in the X-Men.
Oh, cool! I'm gonna go like
it's like a friend.
Grow my cabbages, and you're gonna bend fire.
It's like, oh, there goes Scott. And then it's like
I could do that.
hanging out.
Yep.
Well, speaking of like pirates, for some reason, I think partly to do with TikTok. It seems like the sea shanties have been trending. That would be fun to be a part of the sea shanties.
Yeah, we should have got on that trend when it happened.
Yeah,
I found out about it late.
We like to do this thing where we find out about trends a week later, and then we try to be a part of them, but then they're on the next trend, and we're not a part of it anymore.
That's your trend.
That's our trend. Our trend is being a week late.
Mr. Struggle.
Everything.
Mr. Struggle is someone that is late.
All right. Well, we kind of mentioned a bunch earlier, so kind of what some of the things you guys are listening to, and you can find again all the playlist. But if you guys had to pick somebody that doesn't know any of this stuff, like you pick one band to recommend to go check out today, who what would you guys suggest people need to go listen to?
That's tough.
Yeah,
the big question.
That's a really big one.
How am I supposed to narrow it down?
Well,
to
just
one?
today, everybody picked
just
one,
today.
Yeah.
Let me go first. And I've been listening to Wings today.
Yeah,
Wings today.
More specifically, Back to the Egg, their first record, because there's some bangers on it. So
Back to the Egg.
Okay.
I know I already mentioned the other one of these records, but I don't think that I have not been able to put down the record Damn by Kendrick Lamar since I started listening to it. I still go back to it. I listen to it pretty much almost every day. And I can't even stop. It's like, it's a problem. But I think Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm going to have to go with my classic. Charles Mingus, The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady is my favorite album of all time. It's very weird and chaotic, but it's beautifully written. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one. I was listening to it today, actually.
Which it just reminds me of Radiohead's national anthem.
Yeah. It's a similar vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just today, I started listening to Gregory Porter.
Oh, yeah.
I had not listened to him, but Chloe had a song on her playlist, and it was good. It was just a Nat King Cole song, but I like him.
He's like a modern crooner. It sounds nice.
Yeah. Like him. That was just today, though.
Yeah. We'll have to go. I don't know. I listened to any of those, so I'm going to have to go do some.
Come on.
Homework. Yeah.
Come on.
I got to step it up.
Kendrick Lamar. I'm glad you guys found.
Yeah, we bump it now.
To Pimp a Butterfly, though.
I know.
Back to.
We all got.
Damn's cool.
What was it?
It's just the arrangements.
I know. It's really unbelievable.
There was a point last week where we all got in the car to go get pizza, and we were just bumping it. We're all just like driving around. Like,
Yeah, I feel like as a band,
Went to go get pizza. We were being like really tough.
Specifically to Pimp a Butterfly, though, for that one. But Damn, second.
it's like driving to your 9-to-5 job, listening to rap music about killing people. It's like
I think just to listen for feel, Damn is better for me. To listen for, I am trying to deep dive into these compositions. To Pimp a Butterfly wins.
Yeah.
So it's just like in the moment of like just being around your friends and everybody's being like, yeah, like Damn does it. And but To Pimp a Butterfly from start to finish is a musical masterpiece. So what do you need in that day? Do you want homework? But it's really cool homework. You're gonna love it. Or do you want to just be like chilling?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like I've been talking about it kind of a little bit through the show, but there was for me, like I got into and obviously things have taken off for him, but Tyler Childers was a guy like kind of how you were talking about some of that stuff like earlier, but like for me when I first heard it, I didn't really get it. Like I just something about it just didn't immediately I didn't get hooked on it, but people kept, his name kept coming up and I was like, maybe I should revisit this and give it another try. And I'm really glad I did because now I'm hooked. And like, he's a guy, like, I just love his lyrics and the way he's able to tell a story. And, it's just, he's a very gifted writer as far as that sense for lyrics and stuff. So
I feel like that's what it takes too. Sometimes is the first time you kind of get over that shock value of hearing it and it's something new, and you're like, maybe I don't really like that, and you give it a week, and then you come back to it, and you're like, oh, okay, wait,
Yeah.
like I
Well,
I
just
understand.
familiarity.
I can take it
Well,
now.
with
yeah.
other Tyler, the creator, when I first listened to Who Dat Boy, I was honestly, it was jarring and I was a little afraid.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, oh, I love this.
Oh, it's so great.
it's
so good.
it like that
Same.
that whole record is also just another production masterpiece in my opinion. And I think that he's done some stuff that rivals the way that I think for me that Kanye was received when he was first putting stuff out and having as much influence as he has had on music. So I think Tyler, because of his approach to his career, could have a huge influence on the future of music and art production, not just that medium, but other mediums, because he wants to be known like Wes Anderson. Like he wants to be a director more than he does want to be known as a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Tyler, is it Childers or Childers?
Childers,
I've
yeah.
never known how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But I remember he was saying on that Coulter Wall record that his first release. That's the only time I've heard him, but I really loved his voice in that. I'll have to check out his actual solo stuff to hear like his lyrics and everything. But what was
there was one. So he does like there's this like on Spotify. There's like or on its YouTube series also, but it's like but there's Our Vinyl is this series, and he does like 3 songs, just him and solo acoustic and the guitar, and it's like some of the best stuff, man. Like there's a song called Follow You to Virgie that I like. That's one of my, it's a beautiful song, but for me, it like really hits home with, I think about my mom a lot when I listen to lyrics. And so there's a lot of that in there. And so obviously I have a lot of emotional ties to it. But he's also got songs like there's a White House Road is one that's it gets you kind of fired up, man. It's kind of the more the hillbilly kind of like talking about driving fast in trucks and drugs and all. It's just like it's a little more wild story in that one.
Actually, just remembered as you were saying that he was like playing live on this thing. I saw him live briefly when I went to see Kamasi Washington in Nashville Nashville. In Nashville. Michaela and I, my wife, were trying to fit in going to see Casey Musgraves, who happened to be playing at some record store over there at like the exact same time. So we were trying to like run between the two, and we showed up, and he was actually opening. He was playing live acoustic, and we were like, "Oh, this isn't Casey Musgraves. I guess she hasn't started yet. Bummer." So like, let's just see what this guy's doing. It's like, "All right, this is Tyler Childers," and I was like, hold up, I know him. I know him from that Coles Revolt song. So that was the first time I'd ever heard him do his own thing. But yeah, I don't know why I just totally forgot about that. Yeah. I have actually seen him briefly live. And
you're running in good circles,
Washington,
buddy.
But
you're running in good circles.
Apparently,
yeah.
You see Tyler Childers by accident.
Yeah,
all right.
Oh no,
that place was packed too. So we were like standing like in the back corner of the doorway, trying to like look inside. And,
Remember when you could do that and the other places could be packed and you had to stand outside?
And someone would like spit in your mouth on accident. You're like,
yeah. Well, I think we're getting close, man. I know I say it about every episode, but with stuff like Bonnaroo Festival announcement and a bunch of other things popping up for the summer and fall and stuff, I think we're getting real close to being able to get back and see our friends and do all this properly. And so
it's definitely tough. I think we're just trying to keep our head down and try not to look up, because when we look up we get sad. But hopefully one day we look up and we're like, hey, we made it, we did it. Let's get to work.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have Hounds on a stage somewhere soon, and getting to share this record with everybody. So like I said, you guys haven't got to really play this out live at all, except for that live stream you did. But so it'll be fun to get out there and see crowds really responding to this new album and stuff. So
yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
We'll come back around.
Yeah, for sure. So keep an eye out, get involved again on the social media, be up to date for whenever we start having some things on the calendar. But I appreciate you boys doing this, man. It's been a fun catch up,
thank
man.
you
for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, man. It's good. Always
It's good to
talking
see
to
your
you.
face.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
one day soon we'll get to hug you in person.
Yeah, man. I would like that. It's been way too long since we've all been able to hang out. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. And but yeah, it'll be. I look forward to that day. But I thank you guys for doing this, and I'm gonna go check out some episodes of In the Queue on YouTube and
Listen to us just scream at each other about like, no, your song is not that good. No, it is that good.
There's a fresh one at midnight tonight. So
Yeah. The
Good luck
freshest.
sitting through it. I think it's 2 hours.
it is
of us
an
just
hour and 53 minutes.
circular talking about
Did you
albums.
on YouTube clip it out to where you can hear us talk about each individual song?
Hell no.
Okay.
You want to edit it?
yeah.
Jack's gonna work on more editing skills. He's got it. He knows what
I
he
could
wants
do it.
to
I just have to go through it again, and I don't want to do that. It was a nightmare to upload. So, yeah, we're working on shorter form content for the future.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon.
Awesome,
All right,
man.
Travis.
We'll see you
Bye,
later.
everybody.
That's it.
See you
Thank you.
soon.
You guys want to do some little quick intro for it? Let me switch it over to your view, and
Cheers.
if you guys want to say we're Hounds, maybe introduce yourselves and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll cut it and put it at the intro.
How do you want to say it?
Just free form.
And then
We're so good
Yeah.
at this.
and then just somebody say something before you say it, because with this way Zoom records, like it has to switch the camera. So
Ah,
Gotcha.
all right.
So-
This is me saying some stuff, so it's switched over on us. And